Hey, I'm Dina Blizzard, and you're watching One Funny Morning. Welcome to One Funny Morning Show.
From Monday to Friday.
And sometimes on Saturday.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
You never know what's gonna happen.
Carmen.
Cortez.
Good morning, everybody.
What's outside your weather drawer?
Good morning. Uppie, everybody.
Oh, you're here. It must be starting. Well then, I'm Candace Havens, and you've joined me on my set. See, I've got a black cabinet like Dina used to have on hers. I'm here in beautiful Kohler, Wisconsin, birthplace of the Kohler Company, you know, where the toilets, tubs, and faucets are made, but also home of the Five Diamond 5-Star Resort, the American Club, and world renowned for our golf courses that have hosted PGA tournaments and Ryder Cup. And we're also adjacent to the cheese capital of the world, Brock capital of the world, and we're also the Malibu of the Midwest. But we'll visit all that another day, and I'll do another video from the lakefront and, you know, talk about all those things. But so now here's our One Funny Morning host, Dina Blizzard. Take it away. Bye. Okay.
Good morning. I'm Dina Blizzard. That was Candace. She had a whole set ready. I think there was a script involved. I know. The Malibu of the Midwest. Good morning, Candace. That was so lovely. Honestly, please continue sending. If you haven't sent one yet, we definitely want to hear from you. But it's always nice to get into other people's living rooms and lives and the view out their back doors. It's so pretty and meeting family. So good morning, everybody. I'm Dina Blizzard, live from a dirty kitchen in Jersey. So teacher's on break, cleaning like crazy. Yeah, well, you could just listen, Allie. I don't want to interrupt your cleaning. I know, Carmen. I have loved watching the containers with which people will drink from their videos. I'm telling you, Carmen, you set the tone. Good morning, everyone. Missy, I know she saw it. So on the supporter page, you know, when our shows are done, there's a whole other show that happens on the supporter page. And that is when... Happy birthday, Stacey. That is when Jody takes everything that we talked about and turned it into a meme. So yesterday, Missy came on the show and told everybody how she had to go because she was getting her toots done. And I was like, I have never had my toots done, so I wouldn't even know like what that looks like. So Jody went to her website, took out her header picture, took out Queen of Happy Things, and put in Roots and Toots. And Tracy, I think I laughed for a solid 12 minutes, as I think Missy did. So just don't forget, everybody, get their toots done. I know, it's so gross. I don't know if it's rainy and dreary where you live, but it's difficult to get up because, and she put dye in TikTok leggings. So last night, a friend of mine that I grew up with, his name is Gerald. There was like a group of us, you know, like when you're growing up, we were doing so much reminiscing. Like when we grew up, so we're both 51. No internet, lucky we didn't have cable. basic. Yeah, I'm thinking of redoing my whole website just based on roots and toots. When you're 51, there's nothing to do, especially where we lived. So his friend, our friend Eamon, Tony, Mike, my girlfriends, Lisa, Renee, Debbie, like we'd all just get together. And some of us live pretty close to each other. The fellas all lived, I don't know, maybe 2 towns over, which doesn't sound like that many towns. But he was like, Dina, I think now they would ride their bikes, I don't know, 4 miles to come hang out like in our neighborhood. And it's just so funny because Dina, if I had a kid and they said we rode our bikes 4 miles to go hang out with but there was nowhere else. Your parents weren't home. There was no such thing as a play date. Yeah. And so it was just so funny. Anyway, he had moved to LA. So here's what's so funny, small world. Remember when we had Jen Lilly on? She's from like Hallmark, Great American Family, all that stuff. Super lovely. Well, he had messaged me and he was like, hey, you just had one of the stars of the movie that I'm producing on your show. And I was like, what? So he works with Candace Cameron, all those, Hallmark people. He's got some big movies coming out. So he's going to come on and tell us about the movies. And but he has come up anyway. So he's been in town a couple times. We were able to catch up and grab dinner. So last night he was, I thought we were grabbing dinner and he was like, do you want to go to a Sixers game? And I was like, what? He was like, do you want to go to the Sixers game? And I was like, yeah, of course I do. When am I? I've never been. No, that is a lie. I have been to the Harlem Globetrotters, which I think is basically the same. Am I the only one that's never been to I was going to say Major League Baseball game, but it's basketball. I've never been to a professional football game. Yeah. Is TikTok connected to your Wi-Fi? It might be, Alejandro. Hold on. Everybody, hold up a second. We got technical issues. Yeah, it is. Hold on. Alejandro's on it. She can always tell. It's like, when your girlfriend comes over and she's like, girl, are you okay? And everybody else thinks you're fine, but your one girlfriend is like, girl, right? Like that. Mm-hmm. I fixed it, Alejandro. Thank you. Let's see. Somebody said, I've been to 2 games, Harlem Globetrotters and Oklahoma City Thunder. Yeah. That's not entertainment. That's basketball. I don't know. That's the only freshman I've ever seen is the Heartland Traders as well. Yeah. I went to my first Sixers game this year. I've been to the 76ers once. Also saw the HGT. What's that? High Girl Tower. What's HGT? What? I don't know what HGT is. Been to college, but not professional. I went to see the Bananas. I've never been to, I know. It was so funny. I've never been to a Sixer or a Flyers game. I think I've been to a box lacrosse game and some type of hockey game, but I don't think, good morning, Dars. I don't think it was Harlem Globetrotters. Yep. I just went to my first NBA game on Monday, the Cleveland Cavs. Isn't it so funny that we can be this old and be like, how come I've never been to? Oh, Harlem Globetrotters. See, Carolyn, I'm not that smart. Harlem Globetrotters. See, I'm not that cool. I don't know that that's what she said. Let me tell you the story about the Harlem Globetrotters. So when we were younger, my dad got tickets to the Harlem Globetrotters, but he could only take one of us. I don't know why. He had 3 daughters. Why would he buy one? I think he wanted to go and he couldn't go by himself because that'd be weird. So he was like, I should probably take one of these kids. So I cried, straight cried, devastated. I still remember. And he was like, Dina, don't worry about it. When I go again next time, I'm taking you. Now, let me tell you something. When your father says, and you're crying, and he says, the next time I go, I'm taking you, and it'll be special. Guess what I remember for the rest of my life? The rest of my life. Do you know when I finally got to the Harlem Globetrotters? When I was a grown woman. I had 3 kids of my own. I was so excited. None of them wanted to go. And I was like, guys, it's going to be so great. It was like I was 10 again. And I was like, guys, Papa Boy said he was going to take me and he never took me. I had the time of my life. I had the hat, I had the gloves. I was just doing the whole, my kids were like, is this almost over? Mm-mm. It was. Is there something that your parents promised you and you remember it for the rest of your life and it either never happened or it did happen and had a happy ending? Mine does not end happy. But am I the only one that remembers this promise that was never fulfilled? Because I almost started crying. Yeah, I took my son when he was 7. I was way more excited than he was. I took my mother to see when she was 81. She loved it. They're adorable. The Corvette I never got. Oh, good, Patty. Those are high stakes. Andrea said the zoo, and we never went. When we went, my son was picked to play on the court. Never got to go to the circus. See, that's one, Brian. I think we've never got a pony, and my husband won't let me get one. My dad had me convinced we were getting a swimming pool. We did not, but I dreamed about it every summer. What? This is like a dollhouse. I don't know what's wrong when you write. You said, I still a dollhouse. I think the word want. Jeremy could make you. He could make you a dollhouse. I wanted a Barbie dream house and I never got one. Santa lied. All right. My husband won a ticket to the Stanley Cup Game 5 and the Flyers had just won one game for him to go because he was so upset and so it's been like 25 years. Had to win one game. Oh, I understand now. Wow. Stacey's like, I wanted a dollhouse. Oh, Amber. I know, Robin. Here's the thing is that I wouldn't say we were poor because my mom never let us know that we were poor. Let me put it, we weren't poor. We just didn't have money. But we didn't know because she made everything super excited. She'd be like, who wants to go to McDonald's? We're like, oh, she goes, who wants to split a cheeseburger? We're like, she goes, and then we'll get one fried and we'll split it. We're like, oh, this doesn't. She goes, oh, but I have a coupon. And then we can get milkshakes. We're like, oh, and split them. Doesn't sound like we're going to McDonald's. But it was like this constant, we're going to go to Florida, but we're going to drive. We're like, it's going to be a fun ride down. We'll stop at a couple places, but none of them is a hotel. We'll sleep in our car and then we'll go into hotels and just wash up. Just always like that. Could you imagine? It was funny. Great Adventure. I'm 53 and still remind my dad, Jen, you've never been to Jenny, I'll take you to Great Adventure. Where do you live? Are you around here? I'll take you. I'll put it on the list. IKEA, Wawa, Great Adventure, and an ATM machine. This is going to be a real weird trip. A Barbie. Suzanne, you never got a Barbie? She's like, I should go buy myself one. You should. I never got to drive to play in the snow. I wanted a bike. I got a pachinko machine. No comparison. What? We took our twin boys for their 10th birthday. We did a meet and greet. It was awesome with the Harlem Globetrotters. Sarge wanted a dollhouse. I made her a dollhouse. She wanted a real house. I made her a real house. Talk about high maintenance. What's Great Adventure? Alejandra, what are you saying? You guys have Great Adventure near you? California? No? Well, you guys have everything. Maybe Great Adventure is like too dumb for you, but to us, it's a big deal. It's a park. New Jersey. I think there's some south of us too. You don't have them? I'm gonna put it on the list. IKEA, Wawa stuff. Great Adventure. and stop at an ATM. I am planning this trip, and it is going to be so dumb. My dad got a swimming pool, and all the parts in the garage, he never put it up. Everyone wanted to see Elvis. I was too young. I had a Barbie dream house with the elevator. Girl with the elevator. What? Morning for you. Yeah. Bob, it was bad. No, she would get courtesy cups. We were the only ones that knew what a courtesy cup was. Did you guys ever use the term courtesy cup? Diana was like, here's Diana. We'll take one milkshake, 15 courtesy cups. I was like, this feels like a taste. My dad took us to Disneyland, in quotes, said Margarita. He drove us to the parking lot, made a U-turn, and said, see, I took you to Disneyland. That's it? Margarita? What? I always wanted a big wheel. We had big wheels. Yeah. We split our food at McDonald's and we went on mystery rides. Sounded fun. Really wasn't. My mom would always say we're going to McBurk's instead of McDonald's. Such a letdown. What's McBurk's? What? Eileen's like, I'm in for that trip. I've never been to Disney World. Of course she did, Maureen. She probably packed all of the food that we were going to eat for the whole trip. We didn't have any money, but the kids at school thought we did because my mom knitted us a bunch of beautiful sweaters and sewed a bunch of clothes. Interesting. It's so funny. Everybody's commenting on my hair today. It's so funny you're saying it because I just bought, I told you, a whole bunch of different shampoos, and I'm on my first round of shampoos. I'm going to do a different shampoo every week, and we're going to see which one we like. It's very funny you're all saying it. Never heard of Great Adventure. I wanted a Stingray bicycle. My dad owned a bike shop, and instead I got a bike that he put together from spare parts. Did not have a banana seat or Stingray handlebars. So disappointed. Oh, they call it Six Flags. We call it Great Adventure. I wanted a stereo, but I got a record player with speakers. That's funny they call it Six Flags. I don't call it that. Sue, I'll see you there. Bought me a little bike record player for Christmas. I love to play with that. Did you say your ex would not let you get a Corvette? I would have gotten one and get him a Chevette and then dumped him. Look, here comes Robert. I was poor grown up. For my 17th birthday, I thought in my crazy head that somehow I was going to get a car like all my friends. Instead, I got a mirror. A mirror! Ha! She said. Addie, so we must have been like in the middle from where you were in terms of like how much money you got, right? Because we went to Camden Catholic. Camden Catholic was in Cherry Hill. We didn't live anywhere. We lived about 40 minutes south of Cherry Hill. Nobody even knew where we lived. But we had to have a car because the bus was so darn early in the morning. And so the car that I got was my grandma's 1971 banana-colored Maverick. And in my mind, like you're saying, Addie, like everybody was like, I'm getting my car. One of my girlfriends got a new Mitsubishi Galant. I don't even know if they still make them, but at the time, super bougie. But everybody, it was like new car, Maverick. New car. Everybody's like, what kind of car is it? Like, we got a car. Did it work all the time? No. My dad stuck a big old CB on it. So he was like, now if you break down, you got to get your handle ready. And he would instead of putting time and money into a good car, he put time and money into teaching us about technology and sonar. But you know what? I was the only one that knew how to change a tire or start a car with a pencil in the carburetor. Oh yeah. Who won? I think they did. But you know what? I have personality. Maybe being poor is the reason I have a nice personality. My parents were too poor to give us anything, so thank God I had a neighbor who got us Christmas presents every year. And the best one was she got us a Barbie camper. May she rest in peace, Miss Peggy, said Cassie. Yeah, Shikendra, that would have messed me up. That's so funny. Our last name was Burke, aka we were eating at home. That's funny. My mom made all my Barbie clothes and a bed out of an old shoebox, complete with a mattress, pillow, and headboard. Loved it so much. That's what Diana would have done. Yeah. I'm so sad my parents sold my Barbie dream house. I would play with it now. That's so funny. Yeah. I didn't go to the salon yesterday. She actually texted me. She's like, "What's up with your hair?" So I took a picture of it and I was like, she's like, "Do you want to get it cut?" And I was like, "No," because I'm going to Dayton next week. So I'd made the appointment thinking I would want to get it. But I was like, it's not even that long. And she was like, "What do you want to do with the highlights?" And I was like, "Well, I thought you were going to like glaze them to make them whiter." She's like, "They're not going to get that much whiter. So let's just wait." And I was like, "Okay." But it does seem funny. Like it does seem like the white is starting to, I do think it made a difference, that shampoo. It's I'm gonna put it on the Instagram, and so you can watch, because I want to show the product, what I use, and what day. Because this one I think is a daily, but I didn't get the conditioner for it, so I have to get the conditioner. But I do like it. Mm-hmm. The church ladies brought powdered milk and hamburger help when my dad was out of work. We would cry when we saw these ladies because they were bringing what we called blue milk when we added to water. My cousin had a Barbie dream house. I was so jealous. We would get excited when we went catfishing in the Kentucky River. Well, Lee, that is not something I've ever said. I wanted a bike with a banana seat and a basket. I got a bike that had 3 speeds, was too tall, and made for a boy. It was difficult for me to ride. The following year, my sister got a bike with a banana seat and a basket. No. That's so funny. My dad promised to build me a playhouse. It never happened, but he made sure we had everything we needed. I miss him. I can forgive playhouse. I just wandered around the house looking for a place for a dollhouse. You're like, you know what, Jeremy? I talked to Dina today. Here's what I need. It needs to be 3 stories, open concept. Just has to have a pantry, big one. Like, here's the problem, Missy. You're going to draw out a Barbie dream house. Jeremy's going to make it. It's going to be 100 times better than your actual house. It's just going to make you mad. You got to tell me a Barbie dream shack. Don't have him make anything elaborate. It's got to be less than what you have. Because you're like, this bitch up in here, she got a 3-story. She got an elevator. I would be so mad at the Barbie. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Our big family's big adventure was going to Howard Johnson's Fish Fry Fridays. I'm not gonna lie. That sounded like that was Alexa. Our big nights. Now, again, we lived in a very rural area, kind of far. But our big Fridays, my dad would be like, "Who wants to do a movie night?" And there was no Netflix. Try to explain no such thing as Netflix to kids. He was like, and this was it probably predated like, what's the Blockbuster? It was in a strip mall, and the VHS tapes, and you'd go and peruse. Oh, what is this? And then there'd be that weird section in the back that you weren't allowed in with the beads. It was so funny. Wasn't getting a car. Sonar is very popular. Yep. That's how CBs work. It's not. I know that, but I thought it was a funny word. Yeah. I got my sister's old car that sat in the yard for 6 years. Yeah. No, Marie, I don't know that show. My first car was a 1976 Pontiac Grand Le Mans. My dad said I couldn't get my license until I could change a tire and replace a battery. I can't replace a battery. Lucy's like, my boy decided a month ago he hates McDonald's. Now I miss McDonald's. You can't go by yourself. They're like, she just is a poor eater. If you have a kid with you, like, she's on a budget. No, she got a problem. She eats too many fries. We never went on vacation, but did Saturday drives that lasted all day. Our goal was to get lost. My dad had 0 sense of direction, which I inherited, so we often got lost. I don't know, Stephanie, getting lost on a Saturday afternoon going nowhere sounds kind of nice. My dad got me a bike from the dump and fixed it up and painted it. We couldn't afford a new one. Those are the best, Judy. VN, I was an only child. I had all the perks. I was very spoiled. Good for you, VN. No, it's fine. And well, here's what I also know, VN. You don't know how to fight. Okay? Because with being the middle sister of 3 sisters in Jersey, and your mom and dad aren't home, and there's only one cupcake. Do the math, VN. I can full punch someone in the face. Who got into full fist fights with their siblings? I think about how violent my sisters. Well, Di had a belt. Yeah, Jeremy definitely didn't see this coming. He was like, wait, what am I building? She's like, it's a Barbie dream house, but it's in the backyard. It's 3 stories high. He's like, what? We were so poor, but I wanted a den so badly. I thought rich people had dens. So I made a whole family sit in a narrow hallway and I called it a den. There are certain words that you just never hear if you grow up poor, and then you hear them and you're like, I don't even know. Like, honestly, when the Golden Girls said lanai, I was like, what's a lanai? Sunroom? I mean, I've heard of them. I didn't know anybody that had one. Sunroom. What? Like certain, we don't talk about, there's certain words like foyer. I don't think we have what? A foyer. Just, yeah. Too much. Hollywood video, West Coast video. But then, yeah, and there's a shop right in Berlin. That might be the one. That probably was the one. Whopper Wednesday, 99 cents. Sunday, we went to White Castle because it was cheap. It's so funny. Vian's like, you're not wrong. I was spoiled and I don't know how to fight. Yeah. Violence is real with 3 Italian sisters. You can't explain it. Worse than boys, I would imagine. What are these words you're saying? I'm telling you. Like, we went to Camden Catholic, but we had Camden Catholic money. Yeah. Yeah. Me and my sisters would pull each other's hair and punch each other all the time. Thank you. I got a rubber band in my sister's left eye in spite once. And yes, maybe 3 full physical fights when we were teens. There's that. What's the tea today? Kate, we're talking about beating up your sisters. Stab my sister with knitting needles. And you know what? Here's the thing. If you had a kid who stabbed somebody with knitting, you'd be like, what is wrong with you? You'd be in like full therapy, talking about anger issues. You'd be in some kind of plan, right? But if it's you and your sisters and it was the 70s, they'll be like, give me those. That was it. Go to your room, maybe. But you're in the same room with your sister that you just stabbed. I don't know. If my kids knew the intensity of the fights. Missy's like, I'm an only child. And while I never had to share fries, I'm terrified of conflict and I don't know how to punch. And that's your problem. Next time I see you, I'm going to punch you. Just, toughen you up a little bit. I used to love going gravel running with my friends and not knowing where we ended up. Gravel running, Doris? You just hitting the pavement? Like just, what does that mean? I've never heard the term gravel running. A butler's pantry? Yeah. A mezzanine? Girl, don't get me started with it. I was like, a mezzo what? They're like, it's on the mezzanine. What? It's on the mezzanine. My sister broke my nose one time from punching me. She got in trouble. My sister cracked my head open. I told you that story. I slammed Nicole's face into a railing. Maybe. I mean, allegedly I did. But she spit on me, so she deserved it. I'm 52. I wanted a Cabbage Patch Kids during the raise. My mom couldn't find one, so she had a lady at the church sew one. Not the same. Jen, here's the thing. Diana bought us. I don't know if she made them for. I feel like she bought the real ones first, right? And she did. She went full fisticuffs at a store to get them. But then a few years later, she was like, I decided to make my own Cabbage Patch. Now, just the mere thought of that to 3 teenage girls was like, this horrible idea. But she had spent so much time, and they're creepy. I bet she still has them. I'm going to find them. Real creepy. Yeah, now I'm going to find them. I wanted a horse so bad for Christmas that I got a little ceramic one. I was kind of traumatized by that. We moved my little sister's bedroom furniture onto the front yard because we told her she had to move out. My dad was shocked when he pulled up to work. My sister was 5 years older and much taller. She could easily beat me up. Yeah. One fist fight with my younger brother ended with him through a slotted closet door. I won. I think a lanai is an outdoor patio, but I think they're enclosed, right? We still laugh about the 1 a.m. fight my sister and I got into. I leapt across the room and was in the midst of strangling my sister when my mom came in to stop us. We were 19 and 17. Yeah, like, what was your plan? How far were you willing to take this one? Like, when you think back, you're like, what if mom hadn't come in? What was my next? Hide the body? I don't know. My sister and I physically fought one time and broke my parents' bathroom door. Experiencing glorious wrath I would not wish on anyone. Yeah, no. My sister and I fought out scratching, hair punching. My foyer is a mudroom. Yeah, my friend had a sunroom. It was like hot lava all summer. We put my little brother in the dryer. Wow. Yeah. Nicole was younger than me. She was only 1 year apart. But I was like a walking, like, praying mantis. I was like super skinny, and she was a bit on the yummier side. And if we got into it, like muscle wise, I could punch her. I could hit. But she very quickly figured out if she just sat on me, I would lose. It became a wrestling match, and I was like, okay, we're done. All right. And I would just flatten. It wasn't that hard. But if I was standing up, watch out. Watch out. Thankfully, I got some booty. My booty got some back now. So I've equaled out. And I feel like I mean a better fighter. My sister was bedding in front of her closet. So I kicked her right in. She was older and mean. My sister would full on throw down and then come up with excuses for the scratches and marks together so we wouldn't get in trouble. Yeah, I think you meant wouldn't. No, I hear you. Because you could go full fisticuffs with your sister. But if your mom came home, you could have like a black eye, a broken arm. Like, what happened? Nothing. That was the code. Nothing happened. Because if you told her you fought, then you were all in trouble. I thought a girlfriend was it because she had wall-to-wall carpeting and a Wurlitzer organ. Delio said, hello, Merry Christmas. Haha, Delio. Was an only child, so I don't know how to fight. I'm only told his friends told her she doesn't know how to fight either. Well, there's that. My sister and I were fighting, running around the dining room table. I pulled a chair, and she smashed her foot in the chair and broke her toe. It was Christmas Eve. I was in big trouble. Put him in the dryer, turn it on. His hair would stick up. I don't think that's the only thing that was the outcome. Something wrong with your brother now? I was spoiled. I don't know how to fight either. I have scars on both arms because my sister had daggers as fingernails. Yep. We still throw one of them down, said Terry. We're in our late 40s and early 50s. My girlfriend had colored underwear and bras, and they matched. Yeah, Janet, that was always so crazy. Where you're like, you have matching underwear? What? Takes it to find trust. Such the life is the poor. Yeah. Yeah. So funny. My 3 sons would box each other. Yeah, I don't think I could do more than one boy. Yeah. My grandmother in South Jersey had a Davenport, darling, instead of a couch. Is a Davenport like a type of couch? So you just called it a Davenport? Alejandra said, I just took my sister down by the hair this past weekend. Shut up. What? Mm-hmm. As a kid, one of my friends had a sitting room. The kids were never allowed in that room. That was the sitting room. What? I remember there was a guy that I dated. I think he was my first boyfriend. And we'd gone to his house one day and you had to take your shoes off. It was one of those houses. Fine. Took my shoes off. And then he went this way, but I had to use the bathroom. So I had to walk through this, like, I guess would be a sitting room to get to the bathroom. And so I didn't follow him. I went a different way. I'm halfway through. He goes, stop. And I just stopped. He goes, I need you to back up. I was like, what? He goes, I need you to back up and step into the exact spots that you just walked into that room. I was like, what's happening? He was like, my mom just vacuumed this room. And then I looked down. It was like being in a war zone because you could still see the vacuum lines in the rug. It was beautiful. And then I turned around and I could see my feet marks. It was like, you have to step right. It was like hot lava. You know that game, Hot Lava? So I had to step back into my last step and then smooth it over. He's like, make it look like the vacuum. It was so kooky crazy. It's kooky crazy. Real OCD. Why did I tell you that story? What did I just read? Oh, the Davenport. I bet there was a Davenport. 6 girls in the family. I got stabbed with a knitting needle. This is all Carmen Cortez. What's up with all the knitting needles? A Florida room. We always had poor kid snacks. You're not wrong. Yeah, my mom gave us rules for fighting. Face and backs were off limits. She's like, otherwise, go beat the crap out of each other. No broken arms. Oh my gosh. My sister and I played doctor nurse and she gave me a shot with a lead pencil and I still have a blue lead spot on my knee. Of course she did. Yeah, I beat up my little sister all the time, but nobody else was allowed to touch her. I slapped my little sister and my nail scratched her across the cheek. My sister and I chased each other with meat tenderizers. That's not weird at all. I had 5 brothers and they never fought with me, but they would kill each other. Yeah. A lot of slamming at the doors. My sister and I had a fight. We separated the room with masking tape and said, if you come to my side. I had the door and closet on my side and I wouldn't let her leave the room. Tracy, same. Nicole was like, we're going to split this room in half. She goes, I want this side. And I thought, what a dum-dum. This is the side with the door and the closet. Same thing. I was like, sure. She's like, see, Dina, just so you know, my side is the better side because it has the window. And I was like, cool. Yeah, there's a window over here too, and a door and a closet. She's like, what? You're dumb. And I think she's still there. My sister always said, I'm calling mom. I didn't even blink. I was like, God. That's where you learn your game face. You gotta, if you got a sister, call your sister thing and be like, thanks for giving him a game face. You're like, really? Go ahead. That's how you practice your best eyes. I wanted a Lido deck. Yeah, I didn't even know I still don't know what a Lido deck is. Didn't they make a Barbie brothel? That's what Missy's making. My sister grabbed my neck and I had a hickey for senior portraits. Full confession, I started the fight. Okay, that's fair. Fought with my sister all the time. One time my mom went to step and we pushed her. My dad chased us up the stairs and I was the one at the end. Got a real smack from my dad. My brother flung me off a chair and I hit my head on the corner of the coffee table. I needed stitches. My brother put a hole in the bedroom door. He got in trouble. That's all right, Wendy. Yeah, and then an apology note slides under the door. Want to play Barbies? I know I punched you in the face. You want to play Barbies? I know. So funny. So funny. I closed a heavy storm door on my sister's head. Good for you. One year, my sister's birthday, I tried to kill her as a newborn by poking her eyes out. Good grief, I was only 12 months old. Oh, Crystal, that sounds good. My sister gave me a black eye for wearing clothes. That sounds right. My husband convinced the sister she was adopted. Michelle convinced Nicole and I we were adopted. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't think much past it. I know. So funny. I had a lanai in Florida, but I grew up with a porch in New Jersey. Basically the same, except Florida is so much better than Jersey. Oh, Marla, how dare you? Mm-hmm. I was the youngest that they would out me inside of it and swing me around, put me inside of the thing. But my brother and I would chase each other with a tennis racket through the hallway. All my father would say, knock it off. This deep voice, and we'd just stop in our tracks. I know. So crazy. Doing the dishes. I got mad and threw a pork chop bone at my sister. Hit her in between the eyes the night before school pictures. My brother put his fist through the fish tank because he wanted my red Charms Pop. He had a yellow one and I wouldn't trade him after Halloween. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Isn't it? You just think to yourself. I once scratched my sister and woke up the next morning. She bit all my nails off. I slept right through it. Maureen, that is a very disturbing story. No, I locked my sister in a room. She banged on it so much the hinge came apart and the door fell off. Okay. Mm-hmm. She punched me in the face, left me the big bruise, and from then on, I stood at the door and threw things at her. That sounds right. Mm-hmm. Wow. Carpet lines. I know. Do people still do carpet lines? Mm-hmm. No, Nancy, he was my first boyfriend. He was lovely. Yeah, you can't walk through on vacuum day. Mm-hmm. It's funny. And back then, nobody was like, oh, your mom's OCD. Nobody said that. They were just like, your mom's a really good cleaner. Yeah. Isn't it funny? Yeah. My sister and I had to sit on the sofa with our arms around each other after we fought. That's got to be fun. I know. Yeah, I was the youngest of 5 girls. I have the best resting bee face. I learned from all of them. It's very subtle. That's it. Missy, you don't have that face because you never had to use it on anybody. You just look at people and go, that means, mom just believed me. Even though I'm lying. Mm-hmm. And we all turned out great, said Jody. The biggest rabble-rouser around. Mm-hmm. I convinced my sister I was her real mom, but not to tell mom because she would be sad. We were only 4.5 years apart. All right, guys, watch out for Trisha Bissett. She's straight crazy and a good liar. From a family of 9, my older brothers tied me up and put me on the front porch for sale. Thank you for sharing these stories. That's hilarious. And I bet you were devastated. You're like, oh my God, what is it? He comes by. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Yeah. Isn't this Holy Thursday? And we're all like, I stabbed my sister in the eye and dug a hole and stuck her in it. Oh, that's so funny. My brother pushed me through a glass back door twice. My father got smart and put plexiglass in. Okay, Georgia. So your dad didn't step in and be like, it is wrong to keep picking your sister up and throwing her through doors. He didn't have that. He was like, he's going to put her through. Let's just put in plexiglass. Why not just take the door out? That would have been, you know what? Your family has interesting problem-solving skills. And My sister always told me they found me in a dumpster and brought me home. Yep, this all sounds right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, all these stories are why therapists make so much money. During the dishes, I stabbed my sister with a fork and tongue, went under her skin and stuck. Why, Angie? Why? What is it about her doing the dishes? You're like, she looks relaxed. Let's change that. There was a meal I wanted after some fun. My brother proceeded to eat it in front of me, so I jumped on his back and I punched the crap out of him all over an egg roll. It's just completely irrational. But you're like, I wanted that egg roll. I know how to take care of this. Let me get a fork. So funny. Courtney, that's hilarious. I didn't realize everybody was putting kids into dryers. Yeah. I made her believe she was the mailman's kid. She was the only one with straight blonde hair. She questioned it for years. Love it. My brother went to whack my brother on the butt. My brother put his hand behind him. He was holding a sharp pencil. When she went to whack him, it went right through her hand. My brother wanted to see how smart fish were. He emptied a box of Legos in there. Did they build anything? That's weird. Did Di work outside when you were, or did she stay home? So a little bit of both, Robin. When we were young, she never worked outside the house. But I think once we were all in school, she would work, like the hours that we were at school. But she was always like, I'm going to come in, go teach everybody to make bread. I'm going to teach everybody to sew. She was that mom. I was kind of that mom, but I don't know how to sew. So I was like, come on, I'm going to come in. I'm going to teach everybody how to do a joke comedy set. Let's make a video. So I did the same, but I didn't have her skill set. I used to pinch my sister and tell her my fingers were just hugging her. Just real hard, though. My little sister had friends over. She was loud and annoying. She made me so mad I threw a drink of water on her. My brother knocked my grandfather over because he beat him in Monopoly. What in the world? How are you going to knock your grandpop over? That's straight gangsta. Just if we knocked our grandparents over, we would not be here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My friend was fighting with her brother and yelled, "That's why you're adopted." He started crying and went to their mom and found out she was adopted too. What? So the mom had one kid. I was adopted. She's like, how did you find out? So when my sister told me, Nicole, it was one of your friends. My sister told me she's adopted too. What? Oh my gosh. We had my brother convinced we had another brother, Mikey, but he didn't listen. So mom's dad sent him back. He believed us. We still talk about it now. When we were older, my sister would steal my mom's car. We'd ride around the block, and my mom would be on the curb yelling as we passed her, waving. Jody. My husband's sister fell in a deep mud hole. He told her it was quicksand and she was going to die. He sat there and laughed while she screamed. My husband said the belt was worth it. This is so mean. Oh my gosh. My grandma threatened to cut my thumb off. I was a thumb sucker. My sister gave her a steak knife. She's like, let me get this for you. Your grandma's like, I was joking. What? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So much as an only child, Missy. Look at all these stories. Look at all this trauma you missed out on. It's so funny. I'm also the older sister who slept in my younger sister's bed when I was scared. Not sure if it was for protection so my sister make the boogeyman got her first because I slept on the inside against the wall. My sister always liked to play the game called the pillow game, where you can't breathe. Oh, you're like, that's an interesting game. You keep trying to play. Mm-hmm. So funny. My brother set the Christmas tree on fire in the basement. He was asked why. He said he didn't think it would catch because it was fire retardant. It had fire retardant on it. When my sister took baths, I would walk in and walk out and leave the door wide open. See, that is the most passive aggressive stuff you could do. Or I'm going to paint a picture for you. Missy, as an only child, I would like to know how you think this particular scenario resolved. Here's the scenario. You and your two sisters are watching a movie. You are in the special chair. It's a rocking chair, recliner. Looking back on it, it was disgusting, but at the time it was the nicest. There was the couch and then the special chair. Okay. You have been in the special chair for the majority of the movie. It's almost over. But someone's called for a break, a bathroom break. You've been in the chair the whole time. Your drink is there. Your bowl of popcorn is there. You get up to use the bathroom very quickly. You come back out. Somebody in your chair. How does this get resolved? I would like to hear from an only child as to how she thinks this would go down. Because it really only has one ending. And I would like to know if you can even fathom how this goes. I can tell you 100 out of 100 times, this is how this story is resolved. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Lorraine clearly has with a polite conversation about good manners, of course. Yeah. Here are some of the other answers. Flip the chair. Rip them out of the chair. Full wrestling match. Someone loses an eye. Dump them out of the chair. Hair pulling. Sit on her. All of these were done and on the table. Mm-hmm. Big fight. Big fight, Janice. Missy, like you said, any rational person would go over and be like, what are you doing? And be like, I'm not doing anything. Okay, then get out of my chair. And then the person inevitably would go, I don't see your name on this chair. The classic, I don't see your name on this chair. Mm-hmm. Charlene got mad, hit Marlene, kicked a hole in Charlene, Barlene, and Darlene. Yeah, don't get over it. The Leans know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah. Yeah, full fight. Fisticuffs. In fact, it would end with crying. Nobody sees the end of the movie. Nobody. Mm-hmm. Get a kitchen chair, plop it down in front of the special chair. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, classic move. Mm-hmm. Rule was, if you get up, you get out of luck. We were camels. No one peed. Everybody had UTIs. That was the thing. Or massive negotiation had to happen before you got up. You would sit there and somebody would call for a break and then you'd be like, I have to go to the bathroom. This is the beginning of the negotiation. They'd be like, okay. But when I come back, I want my chair. I can't promise anything. Like, well, I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to get a Dr. Pepper. If you don't take my chair, I'll bring you a Dr. Pepper. Okay. I'm serious. If I bring the Dr. Pepper, you better not be in my chair. Full negotiations. Like all the lights would go out, like one single light would just come on your face. Are you agreeing to this? So you'd be like, okay, remember that you said it. Go upstairs, come down, 2 Dr. Peppers. She's in my chair. I go, what are you doing? I changed my mind. I'd be like, but I have your Dr. Pepper. All right, give it to me. I'm not giving you the Dr. Pepper. Get out of my chair. Fight. Rookie mistake. And not taking the cushions with you. Who leaves a chair and doesn't take the cushions? I mean, that's the kind of crazy stuff. It was, you had to outwit. You had to outwit. Eventually, it became fisticuffs. You did that phase for a while, but then you just had to smarten up. You were like, I'm taking the cushions with me. Like, you can't take the cushions. This is all terrifying. Explains why I'm a complete wuss. Yeah, you could. You can't handle this. You had to come up with this. This is not. Oh, it's so funny. No wonder our parents drank. I know. My parents didn't drink. They just talked about Jesus. Would Jesus do this? I'm like, does Jesus have siblings? I don't think so. Did he have 2 sisters that stole his clothes? Like that. Oh, so funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Or if they did get up and didn't make any negotiations, you'd look at me like, did you fart in there or pee in there before you got up? I farted. Like, I don't care. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Jeannie just wrote, not the same, but I was driving with my 2 boys. All of a sudden, the youngest was crying. My oldest said, I hit him because he looked out my window. Just so you know, Jenny, is the same. Just the next generation. You're like, what are you talking about? That's not your window. It is my window. He should not have looked out this window. Have him look out his own window. So you just punch him. I wish that the gravity with which you could punch people was he looked in my direction, so I punched him. Okay, that's fair. I wish it was that easy. I'd be like, you know what? I didn't get a good vibe from her. So right in the face. Like, well, that's fair. She didn't get a good vibe from you. So fix your vibe. That would be so nice. Oh, a lot of punching talk. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Trish, you do. You have to. Yeah, Carly's about to have 2 boys, and I will have no wisdom to share. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, because he's Jesus, Jill. So there's that. All right. So fix your vibe. That's going to be my new thing. Missy, fix your vibe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So funny. You're giving off a vibe. Man, I think I give off a lot of vibes. You got to be punched a lot. So there's that. Keep that in mind. Anyway, listen, I had a fun day. And sometimes hearing how horrible other people's lives are just poops you up, you know, on the inside. And I hope that was my present to you. Listen, I still never told you about the Sixers game. I'll tell you tomorrow because that was equally funny. But yeah, that was fun. Oh, the 70s. It's just such a good time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fix your vibe. New shirt, fix your vibe. Anyway, so today is a very busy day. I'm going to be bebopping from thing to thing, but lots of stories to tell you tomorrow. So just remind me. But that's it. I hope you have a great day. I hope you don't get punched. I hope nobody punches you. I hope you don't punch anybody. Judy would probably say, don't punch people. Do something nice for yourself. Do yourself a favor. Try not to get punched today. It's probably Judy's message. I like to adjust the message based on what we talked about. But that's it, everybody. So hopefully you got a nice laugh to start the day. It's a little bit dreary. So, you know, if you have to punch somebody, you sometimes you do. So that's it. So have a great day and a blessed day. And thanks for watching as always. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. All right. Bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out OneFunnyMotherStore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny Morning.